Okay, same idea now. We're doing cosine law. This time we're going to solve for the angle. Okay, so we're going to use that same formula we said we'd use before. And remember, we said that whatever the angle or side we were looking for, we'll rename the triangle to make that angle or side C. So let's say they've discovered they want us to look for angle T. Okay, we're going to rename this triangle. The only thing that's important is that I now call T my angle C and my opposite side C. The other two we can call A and B, so we'll just arbitrarily do that. That'll be A, and this will be B, just so it corresponds to our formula, right? So now when we go to do this and plug these in to our formula, we actually have side C, which is 5. So we're going to have 5 squared is equal to side A is 4 squared plus side B is 3 squared minus 2 times side A is 4, side B is 3, and then cos. Now this is what we're looking for, angle C, right? So we have our angle C here. Essentially, our goal in this question is going to be to isolate that variable. So we're going to work through everything else. So 25 squared, 5 squared is 25. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared. Yeah. Let's try to put these together. Yeah. So we have subtract 24 cos C. Okay. So now remember, whenever we're trying to isolate a variable on one side of the equation, we want to move everything else to the other side. So I'm going to move my positive 16 and my positive 9 to the other side. So eventually it's going to read 25 subtract 16 subtract 9, right, is equal to what will be left on the right side? Yeah, this negative 24 cos C. Good. 25 subtract 16 subtract 9. This is going to be an interesting one. Yeah, that's right. It's going to be 0. Okay? That's fine. We can still solve this. Cos C. Okay, that's interesting. Now, what is the operation between our negative 24 and our cos C? Yeah, I multiply. Now remember, if my goal is to isolate C, how do I move negative 24 over? Yeah, that's right. So we divide both sides by negative 24. Okay. This one should be pretty easy to solve. What is 0 divided by negative 24? That's right, it's still 0. So we get 0 cos C. Okay. Now, a mistake here will be many people will leave it as that. Cos C is equal to 0, but that actually doesn't give us an angle. In order to solve an angle, just like when we were doing our trig ratios before, okay, when I move cos to the other side of the equation, what does it become? Close. There's a little bit. It's not just 1, but it's cos to the power of negative 1. Remember? Cos inverse, right? Cos inverse 0 is now equal to C, okay? And remember, that's because I had to move cos to the other side of the equation. So now we go and try this out. We have 0 cos inverse. What did they give you? 90. So there we go. Turns out C is equal to 90 degrees. So when we go back up here, this angle T, which we renamed C, is actually a 90-degree angle. So this is apparently a right angle triangle. Okay? Now that it's a right angle triangle, you can probably use some trig ratios here in order to solve for the other ones, right? We won't have to use our sine law and stuff.